and we'll start with the Rajasthan Royals next because we have to preview them. I love this franchise in many ways, more than one reason. Dravid, Sanju, Jaiswal, all the Kerala fans who invariably become Rajasthan Royals
I
supporters.
really thought you were ending it with Shilpa Shetty, but okay.
No. Shilpa and Bastian and Raj, all of them can just be the back burners. The real stars of the show is Sanju, Jaiswal. I like Riyan Parag. I like how they've been a conveyor belt for Team India in the last couple of years with, of course, characters like Kuldeep Sen, like Akshay mentioned not too long ago. Jitesh has come to RCB, of course. But RR, I still like y'all. I hate y'all for knocking us out last year. But that is how the rub of the mill works. Right, team fact file time. Now, this team, of course, has Sanju as their captain. Dravid is a head coach. Dravid's coming back into the seam of things. And we have to point out other things as well, where ultimately you look at their record since 2022, and it's not a shambolic one. They won 26 out of their 47 games, and they start their campaign away to Hyderabad, which is going to be a fascinating one. Right, Rajasthan Royals, what are they going to do, Akshay? Would they replicate the form that they did last year? Because normally in the last couple of years, we've been associating this team being a Formula One car, getting out of the traps very soon, but essentially probably running out of petrol. Is that a fair assessment and analogy? Akshay, I'll start with you.
Yep. They've always suffered from that problem of peaking too early. Across the season, is 3 seasons, if I'm not wrong, they had a win percentage of over 70 in the first half and less than 30 in the second half. Just going on to show how they've struggled there, between the two halves. And coming to, of course, their squad this time around. Interesting one. Batting again. Batting was all but confirmed during the retentions itself. They went ahead with, 5 batting options when it came to retentions. Dhruv Jurel, Riyan Parag, Sanju Samson, Shimron Hitmar, Yashasvi Jaiswal, all of whom also feature in the pace hitters list. So that's
Sorry, 1 second. My correction. I said Jitesh played for them. Wasn't the case, right?
Jurel.
In Punjab. Sorry, I mistook him for Dhruv Jurel. Apologies. People will be like, yaar, kaun hai RCB ke jersey mein, pata hi nahi hai, and all that stuff. Sorry, Akshay, can go on.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, the top order looks more or less settled, and adding someone like a Nitish Rana, I think, is not too bad an option at all. Indian batter who can also bowl a bit, but even if you chuck the bowling, a solid number 3 guy who averages 26, 27, strikes at 130, 140. So, matlab, aapko wo thoda bana ke de sakta. He can also stand his ground if the situation needs it, can also attack spinners if the situation needs it. So, not too bad there. And what it also gives them is, it gives them the luxury of being the only side to feature 5 Indians in their top 5. So that means they can focus all of their overseas slots on their bowling, which you would imagine is a good thing. But they then decided, you know what, abhi bahut sari humne achhi cheezein kar li hai. So let us try and see how we can F this up. So you just see some of the bowling options they've gone for. I think Nikhil Bhai will talk about it. But with batting, a nice split between left-handers, right-handers. Their top 7 consists of 3 lefties, 4 righties. Finisher in Shimron Hitmar, that also looks good. Batting in and of itself looks good. Bowling isn't the worst, but between the batting and bowling, that's where they are going to struggle. An issue they had last time as well. They've tried to fix it with someone like a Vanindo Hasranga. Not sure if that can come good for them. Then Mahesh Tikshana, Fazal Haq Farooqi, Jofra Archer. Interesting names as supporting acts. Who can be the superstar amongst them? Not sure.
Okay, interesting that you say that. I just want to get Nix's thoughts about the bowling depth in just a bit. But actually, just come back to you really quickly about Rahul Dravid and how he can be the mentor, the coach, the idol, the role model for all those youngsters in this team. And I'm talking about the likes of Jaiswal, Samson, who came under Dravid's coaching stint in D at the time in 2015. You look at Riyan Parag, you look at some of the other names in that list. Do you think Dravid can actually have potentially one of his best years as a coach in IPL this year?
Yeah, what I know of Dravid in the 2016 and 17 season was he was one of those coaches who loved breeding in youngsters, who loved giving them opportunities in the squad. Delhi of 2017, man, there were like 6 youngsters in the top 7. Karun Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting at least 2 more names. So, Shreyas Iyer. So, given all of that, I'm expecting something similar to happen, even in the choices they've gone for, be it Maphaka, be it even someone like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi, of course, 13-year-old. So, interesting choices that they've gone for, but because that batting lineup looks settled, I don't know if they can tweak too much. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting off of him. Tactically, 16 and 17 again. Delhi Daredevils struggled. They finished in the bottom half both times. But he's someone who's won the World Cup for Team India and he was the first one to do so in 18 years. So yeah, I'm hoping that he can do something good for Rajasthan Royals as well.
Okay, I know lots of people have given me absolute pelters in the comments with regards to the font. I apologize, but now I've changed it. I hope this is okay. Good to great. I know all you guys are being absolute aesthetic policemen in the chat, if I can put it that way. But it is what it is. But thank you for that. We love feedback. And someone's giving it us in terms of guys. First, decide where's Aaron Hardy playing. Where's like Omazar playing.
Yeah.
Where are they playing? Just put it out there.
Punjab, galat hai,
Punjab. Both are Punjab. Look, don't blame us. We're at least correcting ourselves in the course of the show. Let's move on kindly to Nick's in terms of the bowling depth chart right now. And we can tell you that RR look weak in certain areas, but they also look strong in a few areas. So where are their strengths and weaknesses when we talk about bowling, Nikhil Popat?
Yeah, the strength is Jofra Archer. And their weakness is how do they cover up losing out on Chahal, losing out on Ashwin. They replaced them with Manindu and Thikshana. I was very scared when Akshay was going like they've picked excellent set of overseas guys. के सभी वो bowling में डाल सकते हैं, but then you go ahead and you pick people who you don't know how they'll turn up. Manindu Hasaranga last had a good season. You'll have to think a bit. Can he do the role that Ashwin did, or is Thikshana going to be your Ashwin? Because you'll need two pacers at least to start. Sandeep alone can't do the job. So I feel it's a very weird and a very non-RR thing for me. Of course, you'll have to miss out the left-arm pacers here. They are not there. So forgive them for that. Akash Madhwal, will he start? I don't know. I think at this point of time, I'm only sure of two people who should definitely be playing most of those games. That is Jofra and Manindu. And Sandeep Sharma, of course. Sandeep Sharma being the impact sub there. So these three guys start, but who do they go with? Do they go with a Fazalak? Do they go with Kwenam Afaka? Do they go with Akash Madhwal? It's not a name that you are very clear that ye naam hai, do this and you'll be sorted. So I think it gives them room. It is good, but they'll have to really hope that they click because again, these are all the options that are fourth or fifth in some teams. These are their first four options. So that is where I think the difference will lie in terms of stepping up and doing that role. So Dravid has plenty of stuff to take care of.
Plenty of stuff to take care of, plenty of travel to get done as well, because of course they're stationed in Jaipur, but now the last couple of years, at least last year, they've been playing some of the games in Guwahati. That'll continue. They play a big one in Guwahati with hosting Dhoni's men, or should I say Gaikwad's men, there in CSK. So let's see how it really unfolds for RR this season. And we'll also kind of show you our predictions right now with regards to the Rajasthan Royals, because one thing is clear, that we like this team. Before I put the predictions out, a kind request to quickly help us move to 100 likes. We're at 95 likes, so 5 more people. 100 likes does a good job on this preview. And we're about 40 odd from 114,000 subscribers on cricket.com. So please, quickly just jump on and subscribe if you guys are new. Come back to RR and to finish up this conversation, predictions in terms of the MNL style. And this is what we have for you right now. And this is not a fucked up graphic. It is clear, concise, mistake free. So my hero is Rahul Dravid, not just in childhood, but even in IPL 2025. I think this man as a coach will have a lot to say with regards to the impact of the players that he's dealing with. The Jaipur weather could really kind of suss them out. They play a home game at Jaipur against RCB in the afternoon. They've lost those before. So I don't know whether will do well. I like the fact that Jaipur has been a fortress for them, but the weather has been a pain in the backside. Right, where will they finish? I reckon top 4. This is not me being biased. I generally think the men in pink could turn up, and how. Nikhil, your hero is Jaiswal. That's straightforward, but why?
Because I think he didn't have the season that I wanted him to have last time around, and he'll want to just come out and be very free, very expressive, because he can do that. And again, one of those few Indians who I feel can go on and really break plenty of records in terms of batting itself, in terms of how high intent he goes about his cricket. So that is Yashasvi Jaiswal. The zero is batting backup because there is no backup for Shimron Hetmar. And he at times has also been very injury prone. What happens to Shimron? If something happens to Shimron, who is your backup? You have no overseas backup for him. You don't even have a few all-rounders who you can push up the order and ask them to do the job. So I think the batting, RR is one of those teams, like say with MI and the others, that they need their first 10 to be fit every single game. They cannot afford to have any injuries because Sanju is recently cleared fit to play. But God forbid something happens, the backups, I don't know if Vaibhav can come in and just really take off. So I think in terms of batting backup, overseas bilkul bhi nahi hai. So that is why I feel it could lead to Samson playing a certain way. It could lead to Jaiswal probably thinking, can I go hard? Can I not go hard? Because it was a 6-7 that was troubling them over the past few years. Now that is even more weakened because again Shubham Dubey will play, but how will he turn up? These are all new guys. We don't know how they will eventually turn up. So I think that's why I feel they could potentially be slipping down the table.
Okay, interesting. I love how this team actually sees my prediction with Nick's and Akshay's completely different, because even if you go back to that prediction chart, it shows that I backed them to finish top 4. Nick's thinks that they'll be a wooden spoon contender, and Akshay has the middle table muddle. We'll go to Akshay then, because he thinks Dravid, like me, and his comeback as coach will have a big positive impact, I reckon. His 0 is Jofra Archer's comeback. Interesting that he thinks that. Let's get Akshay's thoughts on his predictions. Akshay, again, discuss.
Yeah, so with Rahul Dravid, of course, briefly spoke about it earlier. Just to add to why I think he could potentially be a game changer, one thing that I found very refreshing with his India stint was the fact that he was a lot more open to data. He was a lot more receptive to trying to understand what are the different tiny little variables. We all remember the role someone like a Himanish played, with Team India. And that is the kind of nuance T20 requires. You need to go to the details because there are only 120 deliveries. You need to try and pinch out every ounce of advantage wherever you can. And I think Rahul Dravid and that mindset he brings in, I think that'll be a great value add for this RR setup, especially given the kind of bowlers they've gone ahead with. Jofra Archer, even the Champions Trophy wasn't the greatest. He's looked fairly okay, just another run of the mill 140 clicks kind of bowler, and not the menacing Jofra Archer that he was in 2018, 2019. So that's where I think it'll be a huge hole for Rajasthan Royals if Archer does not come good for them, because that means they have Fazal Farooqi, Tushar Deshpande, Akash Madwal, Yudhvir Singh Charak. Again, like I said earlier, these सारे नाम अच्छे हैं, but these are all supporting acts. You need a superstar around whom all of these supporting acts come in and do their role. Who is that superstar? We don't know.
So they have all these junior actors and not got the big boy, no one of the Khans. They all have like these. Who are the supporting actors right now in Bollywood?
Pankaj Tripathi, Jaideep. I'm not saying again, like, matlab, jab supporting bolta hu, it's not because मैं उनको गाली दे रहा. I love them. They are easily the best actors. But point है कि उनका role बहुत limited है. You need someone who sort of can, drive fear in the oppositions, can actually come and win games just by themselves. So I don't know if these are the kind of players who can do that.
Just one line though, I think this will mean they'll have to go money ball by clutching to straws in extremes. Exact use of exact personnel in the perfect manner. If it happens, they qualify. Otherwise,
but that's where Dravid comes into play. I think he's someone who can do that.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's about execution.
Well, I think what Nick said is absolutely right, and that's what I'm leaning on with RR. The fact that if it comes off, they could really again start like a fast car and potentially get one hand into that top 4. Sonika saying they're probably playing 11 is this: Sanju Jaiswal, Rana Maishan in this team, Rian Dhruv, Hiti, Hasiranga Tiksana, Sandeep Farooqi. There's Jofra, Tushar Impact with Tushar, and then the impact players being Akash Padwal and Shubham Dubey. Avnish, please tell me that this team is an upgrade or downgrade after letting go Butler and Bolt. I mean, to be fair, I think it's more of a downgrade than anything else. But again, you have your say. He says, completely agree with Akshay thoughts on Jofra being a 0. He's not the same old Jofra Archer. And X Factor saying RR's bowling is really worrisome at this point of time. And Siddharth Sharma shouting out saying, thanks Nick Spice for reading my blog on Power Play Stats for IPL 2024. Deeply appreciative from Nick's and all of us here. If you're enjoying the show, Siddhartha, please hit the like button right now.